All right, so welcome officially to day 3, and we are invading Austria. So overnight, I've been softening them up a little bit with my one little piece of artillery that I already have. We're going to have more of those to come. For some reason, it appears North Korea has a plane parked in Austria, so now we're at war with North Korea too, but who cares? Come on, Kim Jong-un. All right, so we are going to go ahead and move on in, and we're going to take the capital, and we're going to start moving this guy here down into Innsbruck, and use our artillery to soften up Linz, and we're going to start using our plane to soften up Innsbruck a little bit. We have a strike fighter that should be, it's almost ready. We have 2 hours before we have a strike fighter, so we'll be able to use that too. But we now officially have this here war going on in Austria. It shouldn't take too long. They're a nice, long, skinny country right to our south. So we should be able to fairly easily pick up all the cities there. And yeah, so there we go. And because there's not really that much happening right now in this game, and I am about to do a speed takeover of Italy in the first game that I showed you in the first episode of this series, where I now have like 40 something points to officially finish out that game. So I'm going to take you over there, and we're going to do a speed run through, and we're going to do some nukes, and we're going to do lots of missiles, and in like one day we're going to take over Italy. So there you go. And all right, so here we are. We have a few transport units here. We're going in with just one little guy apiece. We're going to take all the major cities. But for right now, we are going to send a few planes All right, and here we are. We still have almost an hour before the end of the day. We needed to get about 42 points to finish that up, which we would have done anyway. Since the beginning of the day, I had taken over several cities up here. We'd gained some point value in some of the cities we already had, so we probably had already gotten the 40 points. But we wanted to do kind of a quick takeover of Italy. And in just a few hours, we have managed to take over. We've killed about 17,000 troops. So, yeah, we killed 17,000 troops. And we have taken over Bari and Rome and Florence and Venice. And we're not going to make it to Milan before the end of the day. It'll be early tomorrow when we do that. Which we have the day after we win, I think, still to build up some extra points. If I remember correctly, we still have, even though we're going to win today, we still have tomorrow to build up more points. And we're going to have Palermo by the time we're there. We're also going to take over a lot of just these little provinces, but I'm less concerned about that. So that was, we used a lot of missiles and some planes, and we even used a couple of nukes to knock out a few of these armored battalions that weren't in cities. I didn't use any nukes on cities because I did not want, when you use, well, anytime you use any kind of missile, or even planes or whatever, you kill civilians in the cities, and that makes your other cities, like I can look at Sarajevo here. Sarajevo, that's not what I meant to do. Sarajevo has 27% morale, which is pretty low. And some of the factors civilian casualties caused are up at 16. So we didn't want to take it much higher than that. And using nukes in cities takes it a lot higher than that really fast. Using nukes or chemical weapons in cities, really not a good idea unless you absolutely have to. I did do that, even though I didn't absolutely have to. I did do that when I was invaded by Turkey, which this was a week ago, something like that, a couple of weeks ago. It was right after I'd had the big war with Angola down here, when I had to go down into Africa, because I had lost a lot of troops. I'd lost like a third of my troops in that war. Turkey must have been watching the news and thought I'd lost a lot more than that. So decided to head down and take over some territory. And I was asleep at the time. And he wound up invading probably 7 or 8 of my occupied cities. So once I got online, 24 hours later, he had lost the majority of his troops. He had lost his capital and several of his cities and had been nuked and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he didn't have a very good day, but it was not a bad strategy. He thought I had lost enough of my troops that he was going to have an easy time taking over. He was wrong. I had more to start with than he thought. But anyway, we did another speed takeover of most of the cities in Italy, and probably by the time the game is over, we're going to have more of this territory, more of just the provinces and a couple of the cities. Now, taking a look at what we're doing specifically for these videos, this video series, as I said earlier, we've taken over Denmark, and we invaded Austria. Yes, we invaded Austria. We took over. We now have Vienna. We're about to have Graz. We're going to have Graz before the end of the day. We took over Linz. We took over Innsbruck. And we've taken over Bregenz. So we are very likely going to be in the number 1 position starting on day 4. We are currently at number 5. We're currently at number 5, but it's probably not going to say that way. We have the most cities, and we're going to have, I think we're going to have another one before the day is over. So we're probably going to be in the number 1 position, and hopefully we're going to keep that number 1 position for the rest of the game. And we'll probably have some hard battles to get there, but this is going to be part of the fun, and we're going to do some of like these blitzing takeovers of other countries, just like we have been doing with Italy. And I'll definitely make sure to bring you along as we do that. So thank you for watching today. Please don't forget, I have to plug myself on my own videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you find this interesting. If you'd like to see the rest of our journey and taking over the world and ruling the world as Germany when we invade, Poland and France and stuff, follow along and we'll have some fun with that. Until next time, probably tomorrow. See you then.